My dad is obsessed with the Beatles and is missing just one of their songs from his record collection. He needs help.
What's an algebra teacher's favorite Beatles song? Tell me why.
It's a shame that the Beatles didn't make the submarine in their song Green. That would have been sublime.
If you get lemonade when you ask a lemon for help, what do you get when you ask a band for help? The Beatles.
My wife told me to stop making jokes about the Beatles. I was going to argue with her, but then I decided to let it be.
What's a horse's favorite Beatles song? Hey Jude.
Would a Swede listen to the Beatles? No, but a Norwegian would.
Did you hear about that Beatle that despised communists? His name was Paul McCartney.
Beatles or Stones? I asked my son. Why can't we have something normal for dinner? He replied.
What do Yoko Ono and spiders have in common? They both live off dead Beatles.
Lennon and Ringo tried to make a Beatles track using only flatulence. The other two weren't interested though, so it was only a half-farted attempt.
Why'd the Beatle cross the road? For the album cover.
What did the Beatles say when a former pope lost his jewelry? By George, where did John Paul's ring go?
What Beatle is entirely made out of fabric? John Lennon.
What do you get when you cross a wild dog with a beetle? Dingo star.
What do you call a Beatles member that is too weak to reverse a shopping trolley? Paul McCartney.
Larva was a great band. Before the Beatles emerged. More groans coming up right after this swift interlude.
John Lennon was the only Beatle who never became a vegetarian. Which is ironic, because he's the one who said to give peas a chance.
I just can't stand the Beatles. I know that puts me in the minority, but they just bug me.
I asked Paul McCartney for directions to the Abbey Road studios. He said take the long and winding road.
All the flights from John Lennon Airport have been cancelled. Imagine all the people.
Wouldn't it have been amazing if John Lennon had invented that device that you put in your front door to secretly see who's on the other side? I mean, imagine all the peepholes.
The largest primary school in America is being called the John Lennon Primary School. Imagine all the pupils.
What did Cynthia Lennon say when John remarried? Oh no.
What was John Lennon's favorite flavor Pop-Tart? Strawberry filled, forever.
What's the difference between bullets and hippies? Hippies miss John Lennon.
What did they say to John Lennon when Sean and Julian arrived? Here comes the Suns.
John Lennon boarded a train without paying. The conductor said, "I'm sorry sir, you'll need a ticket to ride."
Paul McCartney was disqualified from the London Marathon. Banned on the run.
Paul McCartney grew irritated that he couldn't purchase a girl with impressionist paintings. He said, "I don't care too much for Monet. Monet can't buy me love."
What was Paul McCartney when he was still a toddler? Probably a paperback writer.
When did Paul McCartney write silly love songs? His entire career.
Paul McCartney has decided to admit he's getting older and stop coloring his hair and has been spotted with his new gray mop top. Before he got dye with a little help from his friends. Now it can't dye me love.
I just swallowed a copy of George Harrison's debut, but I'm not concerned. All things must pass.
I don't think Ringo Starr deserved a knighthood. They must have had a surplus this year.
What does Ringo Starr keep in his garage? An oil drum. I'm Bob Jeffy.
And I'm Montgomery Jones.
We're on a mission to spread the laughs and groans far and wide, so please do us a favor and share just one of these jokes with your family and friends today. Thanks.
Looking for the gift for Dad? We have the official Daily Dad Jokes Podcast electronic joke button now available on Amazon. A massive 500 preloaded dad jokes guaranteed to make you laugh and groan. Check the show notes page for the link. The Daily Dad Jokes podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com. Looking for the gift for Dad? We have the official Daily Dad Jokes podcast electronic joke button now available on Amazon. A massive 500 preloaded dad jokes guaranteed to make you laugh and groan. Check the show notes page for the link. The Daily Dad Jokes podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.